to
Sister to Sister Chat.
I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Denise.
And we are
sisters.
So today we will be talking about red flags, when to kick him to the curb.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So let's go right into it. So why don't we listen to him, sister, when he's telling us exactly what he wants in a relationship and doesn't want in a relationship, but we're just hearing what we want to hear. For instance, when he says, I don't want kids.
Oh,
yeah. So can you talk about that, sister? Why aren't we listening to him?
Yeah, I don't know why we're not listening to him. So basically, if a man is telling you he don't want kids, he do not want kids. It doesn't matter how many times you bring it up. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. Yeah. It doesn't matter how long y'all been together. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't want them, you cannot want them, girl. Yeah. You cannot force no kids on anyone, especially a man. Yeah. So say later down the line, he's like, oh, let's do it, this and that, because you're bugging him about it. And you're going to be the one sleep deprived. You're going to be the one changing all the diapers and spending the most time with the kid. Yeah. And it should be equal when it comes to a child anyways. Mm-hmm. That's a red flag. Big red flag. So please don't ignore a man when he said he does not want kids.
Yeah. And another thing not to ignore is when he says he doesn't want marriage. So he'll tell you that right off the bat. We need to believe that man. Yes. That is a red flag if you want marriage. So if you don't want marriage and he says that, then cool. But if you really want marriage and he says he doesn't believe in marriage or that's not on his mind right now, that's just something that you'll be waiting for a while. So 10 years down the line, you still won't have that ring. Sometimes even short term, 2 years down the line, you're going to look around for that ring. You're not going to get that ring. No. Because he said he doesn't want marriage. He doesn't believe in marriage, or that's not on his mind right now. Yeah. We really need to believe him and listen to those red flags, especially if you're really interested in getting married within a certain time frame. So,
yes, sister,
yeah. Another thing that we really need to pay attention to, ladies, is when he says that he doesn't believe in a monogamy relationship.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I say that's a huge red flag. Yeah. Some couples are different from others, but if that's something that you want, you deserve that. Yeah. Basically, he's saying that he wants to be shared around and passed around. Yeah. And you're going to get cheated on. Yeah. Not with just one woman, but multiple. And that's so sad, and you don't deserve that. So never settle for a man that wants more of you. Yeah. Basically. Yeah, so say if he brings up a threesome, that's a red flag. Yeah. Why do you want that? Question him. Why do you really want this? Yeah. And try not to let him sway you into doing it, because if you're going to do that, then that's just stupid. Yeah. If that's something that you don't want to do.
Yeah, so if that's something that you're not interested in, don't just do it just to please your man. Mm-hmm. Make sure this is something that you're interested in too. Yeah. So definitely we do not agree with that. And if a man thinks that you're not good enough as just you and him, then that's a big red flag, especially if you're not into adding other people into your relationship. Yes. Another thing that we ignore is when he agrees to go out somewhere, but he's looking unhappy in the pictures. Sister, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, sister. So on social media, I see a lot of women that are happy for date night, this and that. And your man is not smiling in those pictures. And you're just so happy to be there. And he's just like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'd rather watch the game or play my game or watch TV or spend time with my guys. Like, if he doesn't want to take you out, that's a red flag too. Yeah. Yeah. So if you feel like he's unhappy in those pictures, look back at those pictures, ladies, and really analyze and ask him, why aren't you smiling? Yeah. Because we're humans. We show emotion. He might not be like an emotional person. That might be like an excuse that you use for him. But if he's not smiling in none of the pictures, that's a red flag, girl.
Yeah, definitely. He needs something to be happy about. He's with you. So. Another red flag is when you call him and he kind of rushes the conversation or says, hey, what's up? What is it now? Or, those kind of vibes. Those are very important red flags that you should pay attention to. Yes. When you call your man, even if it's about nothing, he should really be excited to hear from you. He shouldn't show any type of signs of irritation and frustration. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't feel as though you're being rushed off the phone. You really should be valued in that way where, okay, yeah, you're calling again, but hey, I love this woman. Yes. I'm going to answer the phone, give her this time of the day like I've been doing all this time because nothing's changed. and that's how he should be treating it. So if he's acting bothered because you keep calling him, or when you do call him he doesn't have time for you, it's a big red flag. You really need to watch out for that.
Yes, it is, ladies. Watch out for that one. So another red flag is if you're telling him, oh, I like flowers, I like watches, I like cars, and he's ignoring you, girl. If it's your birthday and he gives you a pair of shoes that's the size 7, you're 8.5, that's a red flag. That means he's not listening to you. A man that really loves you will listen to you, listen to the needs and the wants that you want, and things that you like, and the hobbies and this and that. If he's ignoring that, he does not like you, and that's a red flag.
Yeah, it's definitely important too, because if we say, hey, we kind of drop little hints as women. Like, oh, I love flowers. I actually love red roses. I never got white roses before. You know, those are the things that we're kind of dropping hints as, you know, to our man. And if he doesn't pick up on those hints, you know, that's him, like you said, not listening to you. He's not listening to those little things. Or if you say, hey, I really love to travel, and he never books a trip with you. You know, so those things are very important to pay attention to. Those are wants. Those are not needs, but our wants are just as important as our needs in order to keep us happy in a relationship as well.
Yes,
so
I agree, sister.
It's a red flag if he doesn't feel as though he should tend to those wants that you have in the relationship.
Exactly. Another red flag is if he does not respect you, and respect comes from love. If a man doesn't love you, he's not going to respect you. He's going to treat you like trash, and you're going to allow that? Why? Maybe you think of yourself as trash, and that's not a good thing too. You know what I'm saying? So if he's not respecting you, that's a red flag. You should see that his love shows that he respects you, and he should never cross that boundary of disrespect.
Absolutely. And elaborate on that? Just to add to that too, sister, is, you know, people treat you the way that they see you treat yourself sometimes. You know, of course, a really good man will love you beyond measure, but if you don't show yourself respect, then he's going to feed on that as well. He's going to say, well, why should I respect you if you don't even respect yourself? That's not a good man. But, you know, they that's what they're seeing. So, but you know, that's a huge red flag for the man and for yourself, ladies. Like, you really need to respect yourself.
Definitely.
Show respect for yourself so that a man can see how you need to be treated. Excuse me. Did you subscribe to this channel?
Did you? Did you forget again?
Yeah. Did you like this video?
Okay.
Yeah. And go ahead and leave us a comment. We want to know what you think. We want to interact with you, but also share it as well. You know, share it with your friends and family, but really subscribe.
Do it now.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Stop the video right now. Put it on pause. Go subscribe.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
He is not introducing you to his family and friends.
Oh,
sister, what you say about that?
Yeah, that is a big red flag, especially if you've been dating for a few months and he hasn't even brought up any of his friends and family, or he'll go hang out with them and be like, hey, I'll be right back. Or, hey, this weekend I'll be seeing my friends and family, but never invite you to come along. That is a big red flag.
Yes, it is.
How come you don't want me to see your family and friends? How come, you know, that your girl can't meet your parents, your best friend? We want to see the kind of company that you keep. Like, that's very important, that he wants to show you off. You're his girl.
You got that right.
So that's something that you should really pay attention to. How come you're not meeting his friends and family?
Yes.
And that's something you can establish right away in the beginning too, so it doesn't become a red flag. When is the best time for us to meet each other's friends and family?
Yes.
That's something that you can say, you know, of course, when you become a couple. Don't say that on the first date, ladies. That is terrible. But yeah, so it's very important to pay attention to that red flag to make sure that you can meet his friends and family without it being a problem.
He's jealous of you.
Yeah.
Men can be very envious and jealous of women. Women, we're powerful. And if you have the confidence and show, like, this is what I'm bringing to the table, you bring so much and he brings a little bit, he's going to be jealous of you. So keep a lookout on that. You might be making more income than him. You might have a better car than him. You might have goals that you already accomplished and reached, and he hasn't started his goals, and it's the beginning of the year already, you know? He'll show that envy in different ways by disrespecting you and belittling you. So make sure you don't date a jealous man. You know, ask him questions on the first date. Test him. See how he feels about, oh, if you're like a doctor, oh, I'm a doctor. If he's like, oh, don't date him anymore. Leave right then and there, because You deserve someone that is not jealous of you.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be your number one fan. Remember that, ladies.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too. A really good man will say, wow, you're a doctor. That is amazing.
Yes.
You did so much to get to that point. I'm sure, you know, those kind of encouraging words and not feeling intimidated at all.
Right.
It's very easy to catch those signs right away if he's feeling intimidated or if he feels like, hey, I can handle this. You're a strong Black woman or you're a strong woman in general.
Yes.
It doesn't matter your race at that point. Like, it's just in general, you're a woman. And that's the thing that you really need to pay attention to as a red flag if he's the jealous type. You don't want it.
You don't want it.
Yeah. If he is financially irresponsible, this is very important, especially if you are in your 20s.
Yes.
Now. Yeah, he needs to get it together.
Yes.
So that's the thing too, though. Being financially responsible is very challenging. So you can definitely work at that together if you're, you know, want to have that patience for him to kind of learn that with you. But it is very important to be with somebody that's financially responsible, especially if you see yourself going into marriage with them.
Yes.
Managing your money in the marriage is very important. You add in kids, you add in a house, you add in all these things. You need to be able to manage that. It's okay actually for a woman to be in charge of the money too. Hey,
right.
I'm not against that.
You got that right.
But if you want your man to be in charge of the money, you need to make sure your man is financially responsible.
Yes.
That is a huge red flag, but that is a red flag that can't be fixed.
Right.
All these red flags can really be, you know, flipped around. Some of them.
Some of them.
But this is one of them that can be flipped around.
Yes.
If you can learn that, if he's willing to learn. Now, if he's financially irresponsible and he don't want to learn, he's like, hey, I'm good. You know, that's a red flag.
Just a huge one.
Yeah, that's not going to work out.
Yeah.
But, you know, if he's willing to learn, be like, hey, you know, I understand I'm not good with money. Let's work on this together. Then that's good. That won't be a red flag anymore. But until he can get to that point, if he is financially irresponsible, it's a red flag.
Yes. Another one is if that phone is flipped over, that's a red flag. There should be no reason why your man, every time you come around, oh, he's just hiding his phone or flipping his phone around or put it in his back pocket, taking it in the bathroom with him when he doesn't need it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a huge red flag. You don't know what's in that phone, so take a look. I'm sorry, take a look. Because you need to know what's going on. You don't need to be cheated on. You don't deserve that, ladies. So if that phone is flipped around, actually see what's going on.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, ladies, is you could take another approach and ask him, how come you always keep your phone on you? You know, you can definitely take that approach too to say, you know, it just seems a little odd. You know, it seems a little suspicious. But, you know, it's okay. Sometimes you need those open communications together in order to figure out what's really going on here. Because you could just be overlooking it or overthinking it. But it is definitely important to watch those red flags on why is he flipping over his phone.
Okay.
Why is he taking it where he don't need it?
Exactly.
So you really need to pay attention to those red flags.
Yes. Communication.
Yeah.
Say if you get in like a heated argument with him and he's just like flipping out and yelling at you, or he's super quiet and he's like, ain't nothing wrong with me or nothing's wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not having good communication, and that can make a big toll and put a big toll on a good relationship or a relationship in general. If he's acting like a little baby every time he doesn't get his way, you know, that's a red flag.
Yeah. And I think another thing with communication is if you want to bring up something like, hey, you know, there's something on my mind, let's talk about it. And he's like, oh, not right now. Let's talk about that later, but never get to that later.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that is a red flag. Communication is so important in a relationship. That's usually why a lot of relationships fail, is lack of communication. Communication goes a long way in any relationship, not just, you know, you and your significant other.
Right.
It goes into every relationship that you have, even into your work. So communication is very important. So if he does not want to communicate with you when there's a problem, or if you feel like you want to communicate about something and he's kind of standoffish about it or says, no, let's just let it go. That's not important sometimes. Sometimes things are good to just let go.
Right.
But if you feel like, hey, I'll get this off my chest, if I can, you know, talk about this, then we can let it go. Then he should be open and okay with that.
Yes.
Communication, you know, comes in different forms, but you need to learn each other's communication style in order to have a good communication. So it's a big red flag if he doesn't even want to learn how you communicate and want to communicate with you, especially with heated arguments or any type of disagreement.
I agree, sister.
Yeah. The other thing, ladies, is when he only wants to come over at nighttime, or he wants you to come over at nighttime. That is a huge red flag, especially if you want more than that from him. So if you're looking to have an actual long-term relationship with this man, and he always says like, hey, I got plans today, but what you doing later? Or, you know, something later. It's always later at nighttime. You are worth more than that, especially, like I said, if you want more from that relationship between you and that person,
right?
And they're always saying, come over later, then that is not what you want. You need to take that as a huge red flag, understand your worth, and leave that situation.
Definitely.
Because you are worth more than just coming over later. Pay attention to that, ladies. Yes. We need to understand our worth, and we need to make sure that we don't get walked over when it comes to situations like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you deserve way more.
Way more. Basically, we're saying is never settle, ladies. Look at those red flags. Actually take a good look at the man that is right in front of you and say, is he really the one? Is he checking off all these red flags and not doing a really good job when it comes to our relationship? Actually look at it and take initiative and end it, or talk about it so he can change.
Yes.
Because a good man is going to want to change for you, because some men, they don't know. And it's up to you to speak up for yourself, because if you don't, then you're just settling, and we don't settle around here.
Oh, definitely not.
Life is too short to be settling. Right, sister?
Oh yeah, I agree, sister. So ladies, we just really want you to understand that you are worth so much more than what you can ever imagine, and you need to make sure that you're getting your worth in the relationship. You're not wasting your time, your energy, anything. Just make sure that you are paying attention to red flags. And that's the thing too, is if he's checking off all these boxes and all these red flags are flying everywhere, it's time to kick him to the curb. Thank you so much for watching today, ladies. We will see you on our next video next Wednesday. Until then, bye.